It is March 24th, 2024. A little late. I am doing this on Sunday at 7 p.m. instead of Friday, early in the morning before work. Um, Not a good excuse, I think. I think this past week, actually, it's a pretty good excuse. This past week, I didn't get ahead of my YouTube videos. I was behind. I was trying to get my last Dometrain course launched, so that's all three now out. So pretty excited about that, but it meant a bunch of extra work on Sunday. I had to re-record four videos, one of which was I needed to split into two, so five videos, and then I added on last minute two entire sections that I think are important. I didn't have them included originally because of time constraints, but from talking with Nick Chaps, as he was saying people had requested them; they were really important. So I spent the day adding those as well. So kind of meant that my Sunday, which I use for kind of getting ahead of content for the week, um, was completely written off. And this isn't me not sorry. How do I say this? I'm not complaining about this. I think that it was very important to do these things properly. So they had to get done. It's part of it, right? It's like I'm not going to complain because I think it's important, and technically I'm releasing a product, right? I want it to be good. People will pay for it, so no issue. But it did mean that sort of the rest of my content creation process for the week was kind of thrown off. But I mean, currently, like what's paying the bills for the content creation? It's the courses, right? So uh, trying to stay on top of articles was challenging, but the more challenging part was that I didn't give myself like a period to kind of come up with a theme of videos that I wanted to focus on. And like that just made it feel difficult to like get in the groove of like, okay, well, it's okay for folks that aren't sort of familiar with content creation process. If every time you want to post something, it's kind of all over the place, it feels very taxing if you're posting a lot because you're constantly trying to spend time going, what's the thing I have to post next? And I think that a lot of us that go through this in the beginning face that because we're like, we know we have to post regularly, create content regularly, but like trying to jump from idea to idea, getting things going. But you can save yourself a lot of effort if you pick a theme or a topic and you go, cool, how can I break this into smaller pieces, talk about aspects of it? To give you an example, the newsletter that I released this past, I guess yesterday, I'm thrown off from the timing of this, but yeah, the newsletter that I did, I started writing it, and I was talking to my wife, and I'm like, this is going to be ridiculously long, or I have to shorten it and make it feel like it's not going to go in depth enough. So I said, wait, there's an alternative. Like, if I split it into three, then I can do it justice for each section. And that means I actually have newsletter topics for the next two times. Like, there's a huge benefit to that. And on Friday's video, I ended up talking about C Sharp and MongoDB. Um, and this is all kind of coming up because I'm writing some code using MongoDB and C Sharp. So I wrote an article, made a video, and then I went, wait a second, here's a theme, right? Like I haven't talked about MongoDB on the channel. I haven't written articles about it. Cool. Like, let's rock and roll. So I'm gonna after I film this, I'm gonna try to record my YouTube videos for the week. I'm gonna see if he'll respond. I'm gonna try out an editor. I'm gonna do my own video for tomorrow because I'm not gonna hand him a video at like 11 p.m. and say, by the way, I need this before like 6 a.m. tomorrow. So I'm gonna do my own for tomorrow, and then if he's able to do it for Wednesday, that's cool. But I even said when I messaged him, I don't think he's responded, but uh, either like if you can do it for Wednesday, so give it to me Tuesday night, cool. If not, then like let's aim for one on Friday, and we'll see. Uh, I'm curious because I've seen a little bit of what he's done. He does a lot of editing for vlogs, like his own. Uh, I watched one channel that he sent me, and it seemed like I thought it was a good job. A lot more talking head, kind of like this style of video, right? And he's able to make it seem a little bit more interesting. Maybe one day, maybe one day I do get these edited, and they can be more exciting than me just blabbing. So I think he does a good job with that. It's not over the top, but it's still like engaging. And there's a couple for the same creator that he did where it's more kind of like tutorial based, but I didn't see any that were walking through code. So the point is like we'll see. I don't need him necessarily to just try to go make things exciting. Like I get tutorials can be a little bit boring, but you're there for a reason. You're trying to learn about how something's done. And, artificially trying to insert B-roll and stuff like that is like it's just not cool. But we'll see. Maybe you can make the intros more engaging. Same with the outros. If there's stuff opportunities for overlays of information. Yeah, I'm excited to see if he can help out in some way. Um, so maybe Wednesday and Friday this week we'll have different videos, or at least sorry, different editing. Yeah. So okay. So this week though was thrown off a little bit just from last weekend. So I had to edit Friday's video in the morning, and then kind of took me right into work. So then I was working, and then didn't get time to do this. So was nice though. I did get to relax this weekend. It was the first weekend where I didn't have to, you know, try to stay on top of creating course content. Um, when I have downtime, I remind myself like, hey, like you can be getting ahead on content. But I think I owed it to myself this weekend to just like take a bit of a break. Um, it's easy to get like burnt out from this stuff, right? I enjoy it, but it can be a lot of work, and I just need to keep reminding myself like, I did these two courses back to back. That was 3 months of creating course content, just under, and it consumes a lot of time. It's taking up time in these places where like you're fitting it in, I guess. Uh, so yeah, I just like having this opportunity to be like, cool, like take a breather. Um, yeah, I think that's the best way I can put it. So I got to play some video games. I was playing Last Epoch. I was playing Dragon's Dogma 2. Both really fun. Um, I love role playing games, so just kind of cool to kick back and do that. I'm a huge Diablo fan, but obviously the series has been going downhill ever since Diablo 3 came out, and saw some notes for Diablo 4, like new patch or sorry, next season, or next big patch, I guess. I actually might go back and try it. It looks like they're revamping a lot of itemization stuff, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's kind of like my hobby is video games, but I try not to spend too much time doing it anymore, just because uh, I could sink hours and hours into playing video games, and I don't like the feeling of not being productive. It bothers me, so it creeps up when I'm like, hey, like I've been playing video games for a long time, like it just starts to feel like not sick, that's too aggressive, I think, but like I start to feel like uneasy, like, oh, like I need to be doing something else. Like I feel guilty almost. So um which is weird, right? I need to make sure that I take those breaks because it's important. No one should be working around the clock. Um and I say guilty, but like there's no one's pressuring me to do this. Like I enjoy the content creation part, but part of me is like you could be doing something that you enjoy that's like working towards something bigger. So like why not do that? I think that's how I would frame it. That's where the guilt comes from. I did get to relax. Now, Sunday, wanted to make sure that I could start doing some content prep. So try to get my YouTube videos done. I didn't put an article out yet today. So I'm gonna try to do two today because I have one almost done, and like I should have put it out today, and I played video games yesterday. But I want to keep on pace of doing 6 articles plus the newsletter every week. So I'm gonna put that out today, and then the cool thing is because I'm keeping this theme of MongoDB, writing the next article not going to be that hard. So I'm going to try to get that done as well for tomorrow and kind of stay on top of it. So that should be okay. I have a couple other things I have to do. So past couple of weeks I took a break from posting it's kind of weird name, but like carousel posts on LinkedIn and Facebook. These types of posts do very well for engagement. Not sure why. You can take the same content and post it any which way, but carousels do really well for engagement. So I just took a break from that. They're I had to go make them in Canva, and like I hate spending time doing that. So I just need to get back on top of it. So I'm gonna do that as well today. Just looking at the clock, like I got before I should be going to bed like 4.5 hours. So we'll see. As long as I get my one video edited, my blog post done, that preps me for tomorrow. The carousels I don't post every single day, so if I don't get it done today, not the end of the world, but I would like to. Okay, what else? Got to meet with a couple people on Friday, which is really cool. So I met with someone, kind of give them some guidance about software engineering. Kind of, they're already doing some, work for a family member kind of thing, and like, what are my thoughts on them trying to, get into tech and that kind of stuff. So that actually gave me the topic of conversation for the newsletter that I put out. And I've talked about this a lot before in the past, but kind of treating getting noticed for interviews as one step, the interview process itself is another step, and the third step being like actually working, because I think there's different focuses, different skill sets, different priorities in each of those. Some of them overlap, um, some of them don't at all. Like for example, I'm not a fan of leak code because I just don't think it makes a lot of sense in practice, except except for interviewing, unfortunately. So if people are interviewing, I would say you should be practicing lead code problems. Should you be practicing lead code problems while you're working on the job? I just don't think it's relevant at all. Personal opinion, been doing this for 20 years. I just don't see the relevance. Like, I think you can build better skills with your time invested, but you need it for interviewing in most places. So that kind of thing. I'm going to make the next two newsletters about those other steps. So doing the interview and then kind of on the job, what should you be doing? Um, what else? What else? So had that meeting that was good. I met with another content creator on Friday for a video call. My camera wasn't working, it was a pain in the butt. It's always like not working. It turns out I had OBS. I had what I'm recording with opened on another virtual desktop and it was minimized and I didn't see it. So as I was tabbing through, I'm like, oh, something's using my camera and I couldn't find OBS. So that was crappy. No, but it was good conversation, super helpful feedback, even just about like things that seem simple, like my profile on LinkedIn, right? So giving me advice about, as someone on the outside, like what are they seeing, right? And that kind of stuff is like I said, it seems so small, but these types of things as an audience starts to grow become much more important. And it's not that they're not important in the first place because they matter, right? Like how people perceive your profile, like what your title is, like in the caption space that you have under your name, like it's all important. It's all important for personal branding, but as your audience grows, you have more eyes on it. So if you think about everything kind of like a marketing or sales funnel. Okay, we're making posts, we're driving engagement there. That means people are going to be clicking our profiles, right? So funnel being narrowed in to people getting to your profile. What happens when they get there? Right? How do you get people to your profile? So your profile picture helps, your content obviously helps. Like that's the biggest driver, I would say. Your little caption under your name helps, and then they get to your profile. Like, what's the banner? What does your profile layout look like? What's there? Because depending what you put there is going to make people say, "Oh, like there's nothing here," or it's stuff that, "Oh, I didn't think that's what this person had experience in or talked about." Navigate away, or oh, look, they have courses. Oh, look, they have a YouTube channel. I was only reading one of their little posts. Like, I didn't know they make videos. That kind of stuff. So tailoring that to a different experience. So this individual gave me a lot of helpful feedback. So I was excited about that. Um, sorry, there's a lot of stuff going on. I'm just realizing as I'm talking. So I have a guest on our engineering manager podcast on Monday. So that's Dude, Where's My Code? So that's really cool. We the last guest, my co-host couldn't make it, but we had Matt Watson come on. Awesome conversation. So really excited to do that. And we have another guest coming on this Monday, like I said. So that'll be cool. After that, I'm going to be live streaming another AMA. The last one I thought went well. I don't have like It's not like, hundreds of people or thousands of people are joining the stream, but I had, I think, peak. It sounds small, right? But I had like peak 10 concurrent viewers, I think. It was like 6 hours of watch time after completing it. Um, I had 200 views on the stream, like 48 hours after posting. Like, it did decent, especially considering the last stream I did live was like a year before that, like almost exactly 12 months. And I think I had one person on the stream, not even the whole time. So pretty cool. I'm gonna try to be consistent with it. I was trying to look at some metrics. I picked Sunday or Monday night because that's when I was free. I might try to move it to Sunday nights, but I'm not sure. I have to play around with it a little bit. Um, I have to do some research because it will be streaming to Twitch as well. I want to try making sure I can get the right audience to like tune in to be discoverable. So I don't know, but I know I have to be fair to myself. It I have to prioritize me over the audience timing because if I have to disrupt my life, it's not going to be sustainable yet. So I have to play with that. And the final thing, I'm going to wrap this up, so I'm not going for forever, but I'm going to start doing software engineering or software engineer interviews on my YouTube channel. So almost like a podcast, but I'm hoping with some of the guests it can be a little bit more like show and tell, even like they can walk through code or something. So I'm interviewing the first person. Her name is Callie. So I'm going to be interviewing her on Tuesday, and I'll find a time to post that video. It's not going to disrupt the normal content flow. It'll be additional. So excited for that. That topic's going to be about communication. So we were trying to find something that she felt like kind of passionate about as a software engineer, and I think that's going to be cool. So those will be new types of content, and I will find an opportunity for code reviews, but I need to come up with a good system or process for that. Currently don't have one, but we'll start doing that on the channel too. Again, additional content, not replacing the tutorials and stuff. But I think that's it. Thank you so much for your support. I hope this is kind of cool to see some behind the scenes. 3 courses available on Dometrain right now, right? So uh, you can get completely ramped up on C# and refactoring. And yeah, I'll see you next week.